on Single Reed Talk with Dr. Lori, we're going to talk about sitting and holding position for the clarinet. First of all, when we sit in our chair, we want to make sure that we sit with our back straight, away from the back of the chair, feet flat on the floor. Okay, we want to keep our shoulders up and back, and we're going to have good posture so we can breathe properly. When we play the clarinet, we keep that same posture, and we're going to hold the clarinet with our right hand thumb underneath the thumb rest right here. And I'm going to take that right hand thumb, and the way I like to do that is try to balance it between, basically put it at the base of my nail, between my first knuckle and the nail itself. So right in that little spot there is a good place to put your thumb when you're holding your clarinet. So what I tell students is to slide it up like this and then just turn it around so that when you put your fingers on the holes, basically you're going to have a nice curve. And you want to go ahead and let your pinky just sit right there on top of those keys. They can just lightly sit there, and then these are very nice and curved over the holes on the right hand. Notice that my knuckles, it's curved from the knuckles very, very nicely. I'm keeping it so my fingers, the thicker part of my finger is right over the holes. You want to make sure that that's where it goes. Sometimes if we have our finger, actually if we have our knuckle placed where the thumb rest is, it makes your fingers hang over too far, and then you got to do some really strange acrobatics with your fingers to try to get your fingers back in the right spot. And notice how awkward it is for me to hold it like that, and it makes my arm really tense. So you don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you back that up a little bit, have that so it's right between, or right at the base of your nail. Bring your fingers around, curved over, 1, 2, 3, pinky on the top of that, nice and relaxed. That feels really nice and relaxed, really good. I have no tension in my arm when I'm holding the clarinet. My left hand, what we do with that is, notice that the F hole right here, our left hand thumb is going to be hovering over that most all the time. And what I like to tell students is think about this as a clock, okay? And what I'm going to do with my left hand thumb is I'm going to put my left hand thumb pointing at 1 o'clock, okay? And then I'm going to make sure that the register key right here, I can just slightly touch that. So if I had to rock just slightly forward, I'd be able to open that key right there. You don't want to come straight in like that, okay? Because for one thing, if you rock your finger forward, you could possibly bring your finger up in the back, and then you wouldn't be sealing this hole right here. It also makes for a really bad hand position if you have it like that. So try to just have it at, think of this as a clock, 1 o'clock, nice and easy rocks back and forth, so you're just the edge of your finger is going to be touching that, and then you could still keep this hole covered the entire time, nice and curved like that, okay? And then as you bring it down, these fingers are going to go over 1, 2, 3, nice and curved over there, again using the thicker part behind the tip of your finger to put those in the holes. The left hand pinky is going to hover over these keys right here, so you have a nice curved hand. That's the whole thing. When you're playing clarinet, you want to make sure that your hands stay curved. You're going to move from the back knuckle. Sometimes if you just kind of do like this, move from here, you can get nice and relaxed, or move your fingers like that too. Okay, so you want to keep it very, very curved. If your fingers are out like this, if you play more flat fingered like that, you're going to put tons of tension into your hand, and it's going to be really hard to play all the notes right. So you want to try to remember to stay curved, nice and curved from the knuckle. We're going to move from the knuckle in that sort of a manner like that. It's very, very relaxed when I do that. So I'll put my hands back where they need to go, have them curved over the keys like this. The place where you want to put your bell is right about at your knees. That's about the right spot that you want to have it, just to make sure that you're balanced when you have your mouth on the mouthpiece, your top teeth on the top of the mouthpiece. When you have it in the right spot, you're going to have the bell right between the knees, or maybe slightly past the knees, or maybe slightly in past the knees towards you. It really depends on the person who's playing. It depends on the length of your torso, the length of your legs and such too. But in general, you're going to be right about at the knees too. Now, you don't want to hold the bell like this between your knees. You don't want to use that as a way to take the weight off. You don't want to do that, and you don't also want to put the clarinet on your knee. Also, you don't want to do that, because what we want to do is always make sure we have the clarinet at the very most correct angle that you can. Okay, and I understand sometimes we get tired and you feel like, oh, I want to relax, I want to lay down, but you don't want to slouch when you play either, because we want to have the best sound again that we can possibly get. So posture is extremely important. Okay, so we want to make sure, again, keeping your back straight, away from the back of the chair, feet flat on the floor, facing forward. Okay, arms relaxed, up to the clarinet. Clarinet bell goes right between the knees, right around the knee area. Left hand thumb is at 1 o'clock. Right hand thumb is right between the nail and the first knuckle, right at the bed of the nail, or right at the beginning of that fingernail right there. Fingers curved and close. Keep the fingers curved and close. The pinkies should stay above. Okay, don't hook your pinkies underneath to try to help you hold it. Try not to do that. Okay, when you get tired, instead of doing that or holding it between the knees, just let your clarinet go down on your lap and just rest. Okay, just do that. Or if you're playing let's say you're practicing at home, just put your clarinet down, either put it on a clarinet stand like I have here, or lay it in your case. Make sure you put your mouthpiece cap on though when you do that. You don't want to put it down and then have it fall over and then you break your reed because you don't have your cap on. Okay, you put your mouthpiece cap on. But make sure that it, again, is in a good place. One little thing that you can do that I find is fun to put on for your right hand thumb is a little thumb rest. Sometimes they come with a little piece of felt or rubber underneath the thumb rest, but a lot of times they don't. Or if you have an older clarinet, maybe it doesn't have anything underneath it. So one thing you can do, and it's a very, very inexpensive way to make your thumb feel better, is to get the pencil cushions. Okay, you can buy, how many are in this one? 10 pencil cushions for $1. Get them at the Dollar Tree. It's a bargain. This is the kind that's kind of, I guess it's a little bit more rubbery. And then I can also find the kind that are a little more squishy. These are more like a gel kind. They have sparkles on them. They're real cute. And I just cut these in half. What I'll do is you'll have one and you'll cut it in half. And if they come, 10 in a package, you'll have 20 of them. Give them out to your friends and such. I do that when I go out on clinics. I give everybody a thumb rest cushion and such, and they really do help a lot too. If you don't have anything like that, or maybe your clarinet already came with something, that's great. You can pay more money and you can buy a big rubber one and stick on there, or you can even just get a little piece of felt and put underneath there. There are some thumb rests that are a little bit larger, and they may be like mine here, which is an adjustable one. And this one actually is a little bit larger thumb rest than some of the other clarinets that you may or may not have seen, but I made this work, so I was able to get one of those little pencil grips on the back of this one, and this one has stayed on there for a really long time. So if you put it on carefully and you get it on good, don't take it on and off, just leave it there. This one stayed on there forever. It's been on for a really long time, and it's really great. If I don't have something like that on there, it just feels strange to me. So that is a really nice thing to have. So cheap. Dollar Tree has them, Walmart has them, probably some other stores have them too, Target maybe has them, but I think the best place that I've found them consistently is at a Dollar Tree. So make sure you check out Dollar Tree. That's where you want to find the bargain for the thumb rest. Okay, so that's it with the holding position for the clarinet. We'll see you next time.